It began as an effort to promote cultural diversity in school and ended with the school leaders at Pine Bush High School apologizing. To honor National Foreign Language Week, the high school's morning announcements on Wednesday included a reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance in Arabic. Some students sat down in protest over the decision and made angry comments in class. Others say they had no problem with the cultural immersion.
I mean, we're all Americans. We came here as immigrants. We all spoke different languages. And I think today that we should still be able to speak different languages to praise our country in some way.
Before Wednesday, the school had plans to say the pledge in a different language every day. For some, the problem wasn't the use of the Arabic language in classrooms, but rather not saying the pledge in English.
It's the Pledge of Allegiance, like we're saying it to the American flag. I think it should be said in English. And it is Foreign Language Week, but we don't even offer Arabic in Pine Bush High School.
Many with ties to the school took to Twitter to voice outrage, some going as far as to say that they are embarrassed to be associated with the high school over the reaction that some had to the pledge. The school, however, reacting to the pressure, released an apology on its website. It read in part, quote, "The intention was to promote the fact that those who speak a language other than English still pledge to salute this great country. We sincerely apologize to any students, staff, or community members who found this activity offensive." Some parents reached out to our newsroom, telling us that they were upset over the decision, but others say they have no problem with the pledge being recited in any language.
Now we've got this influx of immigrants from those particular areas over there. Naturally, they've got an influence here, and maybe they want to hear themselves say the Pledge of Allegiance in their own language, which I have no problem with if it's sincere when they're pledging allegiance in their own language.
I think it's an outrage. I believe that everybody should respect one another, and there's nothing wrong with teaching the children different languages.
The high school says that from now on the pledge will only be said in English, as recommended by the Commissioner of Education. In Pine Bush, Bridget Sayage, Time Warner Cable News. Men and women who served in the military sat and waited for a turn to speak their mind. On Wednesday, Pine Bush students were told over the loudspeaker that to begin Language Appreciation Week, the Pledge of Allegiance would be spoken in Arabic.
Come into this country and you want to become a citizen, you got to raise your right hand and speak in English. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That's it.
Most of the veterans we spoke to found the recitation of the pledge in any language other than English un-American, some going as far as to call it disgraceful.
I'm wondering if the inmates are not running the asylum at Pine Bush High School. We're a tough school district. We always were. And we'll continue to be that way. And damn if I'll ever have this happen again.
One veteran we spoke to couldn't believe what she was hearing at the meeting and says that many were speaking out of fear instead of embracing America for the values it represents.
Patriotism is love of country, and that love is not lessened because we speak it in a different language.
Bennett Weiss stood outside of the Legion holding up signs to express himself, a freedom he says is granted to him and every American under the First Amendment, a freedom that he believes is being put in jeopardy.
If we could be terrified of a recitation of the pledge in a foreign language, if that's a threat to us, we're entering some pretty dire straits, in my opinion.
In Pine Bush, Bridget Sayage, Time Warner Cable News.
Came here to get answers to what happened.
Veteran Andy Devlin says that someone needs to be held accountable after students at Pine Bush High School said the Pledge of Allegiance in Arabic last week. It was done in honor of Language Appreciation Week, but he says showed a lack of respect for veterans. School officials did apologize soon after, and on Tuesday said the controversial decision wasn't theirs.
It was not a board's decision. The board did not have knowledge that this was going to happen. It was an activity that was recommended through the National Foreign Language Association of Teachers.
And if somebody's going to kind of get spanked, it should be him.
Devlin is referring to Pine Bush High School principal Aaron Hopmeyer. We did try to get comment from him, but he would not speak on camera.
No, thank you. I appreciate the time.
To say?
No, ma'am.
Hopmeyer spoke to the veterans before the meeting and apologized for offending them. He said that as a veteran, he too was outraged that the pledge was not said in English, but that as an educator, he was standing by the school's decision.